Developing this morning, we are continuing to keep a close eye on the massive protest out in Los Angeles over federal immigration raids, and those demonstrations are now entering day 5.
Now, overnight, we learned that President Trump is doubling the number of National Guard members in L.A. despite strong pushback from the state. Now, those protests are now popping up across the country, and we've seen crowds gathering in places like Dallas, Texas, Louisville, Kentucky, Atlanta, Georgia, and at Trump Towers in New York City, where 24 people were arrested yesterday.
We're also seeing those protests here in the nation's capital, and our Jess Arnold joins us in studio this morning with more on what's happening both on the West Coast and the impact that's being felt here at home. Jess, good morning.
Good morning, Allison. Yeah, these are scenes overnight from L.A. where the National Guard continues to push back protesters. Now, tonight at 5:30 p.m. in D.C., one group is hosting an ICE out protest at the Columbia Heights Plaza. That's a hub for the Latino community in particular. Now, we also saw demonstrations outside the Justice Department yesterday. Protesters marching against the use of the National Guard in California and the arrest of California labor leader David Huerta. Now, he was knocked down and arrested by masked federal agents on Friday as they tried to serve a search warrant at a garment warehouse. Labor leaders here marched to demand his release.
That is what Mr. Trump wants. He wants to silence us. He wants to create fear. He wants to create apathy. So I am asking you, are we going to be silent? No! Are we going to work to get David freed? No!
Meanwhile, in L.A., police say at least 50 people were arrested over the weekend and 5 officers were injured after the federal arrest of dozens of unauthorized immigrants sparked protests on Friday. Soldiers have been firing tear gas and rubber bullets into the crowds to try to disperse them, although Monday's protests did remain largely peaceful throughout the day. Now, new video from early this morning does show several people being led away by police in zip ties here. It's unclear if they're being charged, and if so, with what particular charges. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi has said that the Department of Justice will prosecute anyone who obstructs or assaults a law enforcement officer. Now, we're learning that President Trump is ordering another 2,000 National Guard troops to deploy to L.A., along with those 700 Marines who already received orders. That is despite the L.A. mayor and police chief saying that their forces can handle the demonstrations and that this military presence is escalating the situation. Now, California is already suing the Trump administration for bypassing the governor to send in the National Guard. We're going to stay on top of this and bring you any new developments here throughout the morning. Wisdom.
All right, Jess Arnold, thank you very much for the update. 6:34 is the